the problem, you know? And if he pushes... I still can't believe the bastard actually went... Well, I can believe it because of his armor, but... Trust me, I was getting worried there for a second. I assure you I was. Because it was looking bad. I'm getting really tired of that. The concept for Megalodon and all that for that movie isn't terrible. It's just insanely retarded. Not to mention, how many could the environment really support? They'd have to eat whales. In fact, the more I think about it, yeah, well, the day after tomorrow thing, that's where liberals lost their mind. That thinking that the world would do that is a fundamental misunderstanding of what the Earth was like when it got warmer. It doesn't freeze over unless the seas rise. I mean, yeah, that movie literally, helicopters freezing over as you fly. Like, wow. I can't remember if it was Art Bell or George Norrie who wrote it. I mean, again, they're dorky conspiracy guys. Mostly for an entertainment side. Had politics never involved itself with Alex Jones, and yes, I do go that way. Had they not been stupid enough to ever actually had a few of those things to be true, he'd have been one of them. The only problem is that he turned out to be right. At least on some things. And that was the big terrifying moment of him that you realized, oh my god, the nut jobs aren't supposed to be right. Like, they're just supposed to be for fun entertainment, guys. Not, this guy's a voice in the wilderness, you better listen to him. And it's one of those just terrifying moments. Well, whoever did the video of him turning into a Super Saiyan, that shit was the greatest. Like, I was aware of who he was before all that. Mainly because I'm aware of all the conspiracy guys, you know? I listen to their stuff. I always enjoyed it for entertainment. I never took any of it seriously. Hell, I didn't watch his Illuminati thing until after, the elections. And then you're like, holy shit. The man proved the existence of the Bilderbergs back in the mid-2000s. And yes, kids, it was mostly a secret up until then. It was just one of those little jokes, like the Trilateral Commission, where you're like, it's not really a thing. Or it's just a boys' club. No, quite the opposite. It's your shadow government. Very dark elements formed at the turn of the last century. The century before, yeah. Bad example. At the turn of the century before last, a lot of really wild concepts started being born. Not for anyone's betterment necessarily. How am I going to do this? Yeah, Dunk needs to rest. There's gotta be another way to do it. I guess it could go up north. Our oil man's down right now. I should start naming them all after oil service companies. That'd be funny. Or oil companies. We call him Shell. There's Chevron. There's BP. His good friend. I'll do that. He'll get an. There's Sinclair. I didn't think Sinclair still existed till I went up to the northernmost states. I don't even know what you call those guys still. They don't have a good name because they're not the Midwest. Cold West? Northwest? They're not the Northwest. North Central? The Dakotas? That sounds cool, actually. I like how the Indian names were better sounding than the Spanish names. Spanish names are always so lame. Like, they're like, well, I was watching one guy, he was complaining that the English names were lame because they were just like North or South Carolina. The Carolina part was impressive. The North-South, I don't know. What do you want? They probably viewed it as a pragmatic thing, knowing them. Oh, we can have this nebulous shit that no one understands, but we really need to clarify. Oh, we're going to need spark powder. Oh, bloody hell. I knew that day was coming. Do I have any flint, you damnable beast? Oh, I do. Alright. Where are you at, doe? Hey, there you are. Thanks. Un momento. Oh, damn it. I'm done with some really draggy people the past 2 years. One of them was some of the people I played with on this game. I'd played with them on other games, but they turned out to be just real shitheads in the long run. I think they allowed this game to consume them. And not the positive aspects of the game, but like the crazy paranoid shit. Or the hyper-masculine crazy shit. Whatever fantasy they're living out. In their own minds. Alright, you know, if there's any purple up in there, I'll go take that too. Lots of golden rainbows and the red balloons. This is a part of your complete balance. Shut the fuck up, kids. Anyways, I listened to my friend bemoan the ways of the world, and somehow it's all our fault. I must admit, ladies, I do love your mindsets. It's not a healthy one, but it's an admirable one in some ways. And that when there's a problem, it's never your fault. It's everyone else's fault. Well, he's gonna leave you in the end. Wait, y'all are the ones who initiate divorce now. You're leaving us. Like, this person's a scientist and unfortunately teaches children. And we wonder why there's a problem nowadays. You say, oh, that's not entirely fair. Yeah, well, neither is life. But what I will say is, don't marry whack jobs. And once you figure out that they are a whack job, either get them help or get away from them. And there are so many of them nowadays, it's not even funny. And no, all Family Guy, old school jokes aside about, you know, let my penis solve all your problems for the next 30 minutes. It's... no. There's no amount of dicking to make them not crazy. They'll just be... they'll be enamored with you for a little while, but the honeymoon phase will wear off, and then... whatever. I have come to accept that with white women, though, with their interracial shit. Well, I didn't accept it. It was actually one of them who clued me in on it. I had always understood the old classic stereotype, but for my friend who continually got cheated on, I was like, I don't get it. Is it that? Like, it can't be that good to constantly go through that. Oh, no, it's because they're far more controllable than the rest of you. Like, oh, that actually makes a shitload of sense. Which would also explain why you get cheated on in the long run. Because they probably eventually figured it out. And are pretty upset. It's the old, you know, you're right on the back of the tiger thing. Get what you deserve. They always think they magically know better until they don't. And then it's, save me, I can't help it, I didn't do that, that was them. Mm. So to all you non-white guys out there, I'll say this. Date a white girl at your own expense. Like, if she's one that exclusively dates you, I'd avoid her like the plague. Because there's some other issue going on there that has nothing to do with you. And you need to be careful of it. Because you will be... The transference of guilt will come onto you when you don't magically save the day however you were supposed to do it, that they won't tell you how you were supposed to do it. Like, you're not dealing with a normal, healthy individual. You're dealing with an insane little nut job. You were supposed to save me from myself. Don't you know I'm crazy? I had an inkling, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, I feel like this one had its own site, right? I thought it did. I know this dumbass thing can shoot trank arrows. I don't think it can, but perhaps. I guess that answers that. How do you shoot this damn thing? Also tired of people trying to find deep meaning in shit that doesn't have deep meaning. I know Post Malone got in trouble, and I'm not overly a fan of his music, but I'll at least give the guy credit that he's honest about rap. It's not the most deep form of music out there. Which is, again, some of the plus of it and some of the negative. You know, it doesn't get deep often, and even when it tries, it's generally kind of failing. I love you like a fat kid loves cake. Like, wow, 50. Sage of our time. Well, this will be it for now. I gotta go figure some things out. Talk to you later.